Guillermo and Claudia and I sort of bandied around the idea of exhibiting our work together.
I think it was Claudia who said maybe we should try to do one exhibition together, and the three of us thought, you know what, it's a good idea, let's try.
There were a lot of through lines through the work that we were all making, and there was a real focus on materiality and a graphic nature to it, and they just visually and just based on the work that we had all presented at that point, we thought that visually it would be really great.
COVID really postponed things and changed the ideas for the show. And what we have now, it's basically the original application, let's say, but completely influenced and reshaped through the COVID situation.
So 3 artists and then also 3 sites, so Manila, Acapulco, and Ottawa. We could all just go to our own studios and make work that reflects on that as a theme. Having been both in the Philippines and Mexico, anytime I had gone to Mexico, I felt there was a familiarity to it. And knowing that Claudia is half Mexican and half Uruguayan, and that Guillermo is Mexican, I thought I'd do a little bit of research and realized that the first global trade route ran between Manila and Acapulco. It was just a feeling, and then it turned out to be maybe quite a bit more than a feeling. It would turn out to be history. So this is called benevolent assimilation, which is the slogan that the United States of America used when they were colonizing the Philippines. And I think they said something about our little brown brothers, helping our little brown brothers, which is a little bit of a distraction from the real reason they were there, which was they were there to extract a lot of rubber from the Philippines for their war machine. So what you see here is rubber, and as well as a natural woven material, pandanus, which sort of denotes like the traditional, and an attempt to combine the traditional with the contemporary.
The way that I work for making these things is this it's a technique that I developed for myself. I'm sure that it's a technique that is being used by other people, and I'm not saying that I'm the first one, but I will put a layer of Crayola of one color, and then I will put another layer of Crayola on the top, and then another layer of Crayola. And the nice thing about the materials is that they don't mix. If you put, let's say, yellow and blue, the combination of the color doesn't become green. It stays blue and yellow. So they have this quality where the materials don't mix. So it's like layers. I realized that I had to work with the side of the panels too. So I had to put color in the side of the panels. And then suddenly the things went from being two-dimensional to almost three-dimensional, right? One thing that came to my mind was the idea of of like a shack, or these really rustic, they're called palapas in Mexico, really rustic shacks in the beach where you can go and have a beer or eat fish or whatever. And I always love the fact that they use really bright colors, and I always wonder if the decision of the color is based on accessibility, basically paint that nobody wants and then these people get for free, or if there is a true understanding of theory of color in a completely different way where they can just go pink with yellow and it will always work. Specifically in my case, the whole exhibition was truly consequence of COVID, because if it wasn't for COVID, I might have developed something completely different. I feel like at some point, analyzing the work a little bit deeper, I feel like it kind of shows a lot of my, to some degree, anxiety during COVID, because I will come to the basement to work in my studio, and basically I will just use the the Crayola to fill up the whole space and then fill it up again and then remove it and fill it up. So I feel like somehow there might not be a direct relation to the specific situation, but the process itself, it has a lot of this repeating and kind of filling up the time.
Thank you for visiting Manila-Acapulco at City Hall Art Gallery.